Hello, hi everyone, especially Roberta, Clem, Richard, Angela. How are you all? But still, I remember all of you here because there are a lot of memories I have with me. Time to time, we recollect the good time we had and the discussion we had and the thoughts we shared, all this. At the same time, yes, whenever I go to the tsunami affected areas for my field visit, still I could remember that the support you offered first before the other big brothers we call, that means a bigger organization. So in a smaller scale, but we were able to rehabilitate at least few families with the help of yourself. So I think that still my small group here remember you because you were so generous to support them, to share their generosity and your generosity with the people who were in need at the time.
Can you say a little bit about what people were able to do with some of the money that was
They
given?
immediately, I don't, because the tsunami really affected the fishing community first, and then they choose nearly 29, I think that if my memory correct, 29 families, and then they gave 23,000 worth of small fishing boat for each one from your fund, as well as we collected further some funds. I think that they have some still some connection with such families. But later on, what happened? Most of the families received some other supports like permanent shelter from various organizations and livelihood support further. Especially some people boats I know. But I think that still they remember that the first the recovery from the tsunami disaster and the impact from ourselves, because they were able to fish with a small boat, because I think that we were able to deliver before all the other agencies started to support them. So that was the interesting part, I think.
So what's the situation now?
It's very painful, I would say that. They have been given larger boats, and then all of them are the fishing community. But still, I would say that three families still I know, because I have met them several times in various other meetings. They are not sea fishing from the sea fishing community. They are from the lagoon fishing. For the tsunami recovery work, nobody supported for the lagoon fishermen. So therefore,
Why? What was the
because
reason for that?
the lagoon was not affected by the tsunami, and then fishing communities of the lagoon fishing are not living closer to the seabelt. They are living interior, closer to the lagoons, which was far away from the tsunami area,
But
affected
if
area.
they weren't affected by the tsunami, then why do they need assistance?
Because yeah, so the main reason is the poverty. That's the main reason, and plus during that the or after the tsunami, even the fishing in the lagoon was difficult for them. The all the debris from the sea finally reached to the lagoon. So lagoon totally polluted and dumped with all the debris, and then they lost the livelihood for about 6 or 7 months. So the our support really reached them, because small boat and some fishing nets, which can be only used in the manually used in the lagoons, which really help them to fish in the area which is far away from the tsunami affected area. That means relocated. They started to fish nearly 5 or 6 kilometers away from the usual fishing place, which was closer to the tsunami affected area, because the debris were there. So therefore they relocated. When they relocated, they couldn't even hire the fishing small craft or the boat. Usually the fishing communities hire from the they call the lenders. They have usually the lenders have dozens of small boats, and then they rent it for the month. But we were able to really release such families from these big fishing, what we call the business people, and then now they got
Mulabi.
their,
Is it
yeah,
Mulabi?
Mudalali, we call it
Mudalali.
Mudalali. So now they are fishing by their own. Still they are having the same small boats, but not very close to the tsunami affected area, because in Batticaloa, 1/3 of the fishing community belongs to these lagoons, because there are 3 lagoons. So only tip of the lagoon affected by the tsunami. But
Right.
in Batticaloa town, most of the fishing lagoon fishermen living or fishing in this tip, which was really affected by the tsunami. So therefore they had to relocate.
Well, final message to our friends?
Our friends, still I think that these families remember what we have given to them. Definitely they know, and they have not been really corrupted by any kind of these so-called tsunami recovery work, because
So some people have been corrupted, yeah?
yes, very greatly. That's the painful.
That's a sad
Agencies,
message.
government department, and the people. For example, today I was dealing with in the Ampara district, which is nearly 70 kilometers away from my hometown. The issue was there. Some families received double houses. So this is one of the way I would describe that how people have been learned to manipulate the situation, how the local agencies developed a kind of system that manipulate. So that's also the negative part. But your support hasn't been in that line.
Excellent. Thanks, Rajan.
I don't know whether I can.